hey, we have to come back together again. No matter what, guys, no matter what. This is why I'm here to support my people and, whatever it takes to get it done.
It's because of the effort of the present administration. That's why we're coming to show people that what people are hearing and seeing in social media is not right, is not correct. The president is really trying to make sure he provides security and job for our people back home.
Joining us is Honorable Samuel Igbo, representing the Kwano Umaya North, Umaya South Federal Constituency. Now, thank you very much for joining us. It's a two-part interview. Let's start from, what's happening at the world stage. Now, you have functioned, in diplomatic circles in the past. So what are your expectations from the 76th UN General Assembly? First, from the African perspective, and then, of course, the United Nations seem to have been hit by a lot of international politics in the past few months.
Well, first, thank you very much, Fisayo. From the African angle, I expect the African countries to really extract commitments from the global body, and then countries from what we refer to as developed countries or the first world or whatever. Because right now, the issue of vaccine is top on the agenda, and followed by climate change and related issues. And the devastation caused by COVID-19. Everyone is rebuilding to be able to overcome that and move into growth. So I expect the African countries to really present their positions, which of course I know President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, will lead the group and make specific demands. One, on vaccine equity, to ensure that we get this vaccine, protect ourselves. When you look at the statistics of what has gone on around the world, it is not in any way encouraging. A situation where in the United States and some other countries, they're talking about booster shots, mean a significant percentage of their population have already been taken care of, and they are now adding something to protect them. Whereas when you come to Africa, we have less than about 4% coverage. That's not fair. Some countries started with vaccine nationalism just to keep for themselves and not for anyone else. So I expect that the African countries, our leadership, that they'll be able to extract serious commitment from this, because it's an interconnected world. When it started in China, nobody knew it was going to come down to Nigeria and to some other parts of the world. So there's need to work together, to rebuild together, and then to overcome this vaccine and ensure that the world is able to go into growth.
All right. So now, I'm moving on. The different leaders will be speaking, of course, from the Paul Kagame, Rwanda, Akufo-Addo, all there, as well as Uhuru Kenyatta and all. But Nigeria, to a reasonable extent, has been commended over time for how we responded in batting down the arches against the ravages of COVID-19. Beyond that, what do you think we should be looking at in terms of the other conversation and dialogues to be going on in terms of energy? And of course, I know you are also very passionate about the issues of climate change and reforms that may cascade down to the citizenry if we begin to look at that sector.
Well, fine. What is clear is that we are the underdogs, so to speak, or we are the ones that are referred to as developing nation and all that. So we know that the challenge that we face as a continent is huge. But we also know that we have an advantage in terms of the young population that we have around, and the fact that Africa is looked upon as a continent of growth in the near future. For this reason, there's every need for both the developed world and the developing world, or continents like Africa and other parts of Asia, to work together, having one thing in mind, to rebuild. But then on the issue of climate change, you can see that this is interconnected again. I'm going back to the report that was issued by IPCC, which they titled the Code Red, talking about urging the nations, the entire world, to move, to increase their whatever rules they are playing to ensure that we reduce emission, so as to protect everyone else. And of course, they issued a very strict warning that unless we take very, very serious action in the near future. We'll probably not be able to catch up with the rates that the planet is getting devastated. But on top of that, like the presidency of COP26, which is coming from the UK and all that, they've been talking on the need for the developed worlds to scale up their financial commitment as far as climate change is concerned, up to 100 billion annually to help, developing countries to go. Like I said, an interconnected world, it doesn't matter where the emissions are coming from, but they go around the world. Especially so if anybody is left behind, we are not emitting as much as, the polluters, global polluters, countries like the United States, India, China, but we still get the impact. It's all over the country.
And, look at the ice melting seriously from the Arctic. Well, let's move
and of course,
to domestic politics. One of the unfortunate stories from the political scene this week was that the INEC office in the Ogu local government area of Enugu State was set ablaze by suspected arsonists.
According to eyewitness accounts, the arsonists got access into the premises through the perimeter fence. An INEC official at the scene said he got the information that the facilities have been gutted by fire in the early hours of this Sunday, and he made contacts to INEC headquarters in the state. The building was set ablaze, resulting in extensive damage to mainly the store section where electoral materials are kept. Fortunately, all movable electoral materials had been evacuated following recent attacks on the offices in the state.
When I was coming, one of Kadaman, I passed through this road, stopped me on the way, was asking me, where am I going? I'm going to office. He said our office is burning. And he brought me. On each here, I saw DPO, other boys from this town. They were trying to quench the fire. Then the fire continues.
Well, at the beginning, when I heard about the news, I was very shocked this morning. And the Peter too. Then what I did was to call the secretary of the council about this incident. And when I called him, he told him that they have already heard about it. He was coming down to come and see things by himself. And eventually he came alongside with the chairman of the council and saw things by themselves.
In a telephone conversation with the police public relations officer, ASP Daniel Ndukwe, who confirmed the incident, he said the state CID Enugu has commenced investigation to unravel the mystery behind the fire incident. All efforts to reach the state INEC officers to react on the matter proved abortive.
All right, just a short word on that. It's becoming a bit worrisome. We've seen attacks on INEC facilities, and of course we have, off-cycle elections. We have, some rescheduled elections. We, of course, the general elections in 2023. What does this mean? This new, recurring cases of attacks on INEC officers, just in a few short words.
Well, it's unfortunate. It's a bad omen. It's something that should be condemned, and it's something that we must work together to ensure that we prevent. We must prevent it from happening, because one thing is clear. INEC is a critical organization that is saddled with the responsibility of conducting periodic elections. And it is only through INEC that you say you are practicing democracy. If INEC is not there, then it becomes a fight of the jungle. And nobody wants to hear, martial music early in the morning. So as a critical organization that is saddled with this responsibility, we have a duty to protect INEC, to ensure that we protect the materials with which INEC works, and then that we, sensitize people to make them know that if you don't have INEC around, then you are not going to be practicing any democracy.
All right, as we move very quickly to round up, let's begin, because we've had you on the program several, and we've been talking about the dividends of democracy and all that, and perhaps we use you also as a case study. We've been talking about projects in that area, especially because Nigerians at this time now need tangibles. So tell us a bit about some of the interventions in the past few months, and what has been the reaction from the citizenry.
Oh, thank you very much, Fisayo. Well, like I've said here a number of times, we are grassroots people. We work with the women, we work with the youths. We're always home. For me, I can speak for myself. So during the recess, I was home, one, to participate in the August meeting of our women, which I've been doing since the year 2000, long before I joined politics. And I was also able to inaugurate a number of projects, including a school in a place called Ekebedi in Ikuano, a school that had not been touched for 72 years. I was able to inaugurate a block of classrooms that I built there. And then I was also able to inaugurate so many other, projects like electricity projects, schools, water, and
specifically, so that we can look at these deliverables. Electricity where?
Oh, I did one in a place called Abamo Lokoro. I also did another one in a place called Umagun Glory, and another one at Ndoru. We did at Obunepa, and so many other places that we have done all these. And there are many more that we're going to inaugurate, because people want to see all these things, and it helps, to make life better, for them to see evidence that truly you are representing, even though it is clearly an executive function, but somehow we've been drawn into it.
You can say that I'm more interested in specifics because we've had many times people say, I built road, I did it. Just tell us exactly and where, so that Nigerians can verify.
Yeah,
they said that we have some questions about some of the promises you made, especially in terms of if I'm correct, Umaya Ikwano road. Is it still in process? What has happened to that road now in terms of some of your interventions and some of the promises made as well?
Well, that road was awarded. First I had to work with the Minister of Works and Housing to get a palliative job done when the road was totally impassable. That was between 2016 and 2017. And then subsequently, due to working together, I will not call it pressure, working together with the minister and so many other persons, the federal government was able to award the road to a construction company, for total rehabilitation and reconstruction. But somehow, maybe due to funding, the contractors have now left. And the concern that the people have is that, well, there's need for them to get funded, because part of what they are talking about is that they don't have enough funding. And it has cost a little bit of what was there to start eroding. So this is an area that I'm sure that the federal government will look into quickly and ensure that the contractors return back to site. Because one is that people are grateful that first, there's an effort to reconstruct that road after decades. And then having awarded it, we're also appealing for something to be done so that we don't lose whatever that has been gained. That's and it's a major road that connects Akwa Ibom, Cross River, Calabar Port, free processing zone, and so many other places, And then they use that to also convey oil prospecting and oil servicing equipment. So it's a critical road that even goes up to the Cameroons. So it's a major federal infrastructure that truly, truly needs attention.
All right, let's take one story before we come for the last lines. The People's Democratic Party has inaugurated its 2021 National Convention Committee. Governor of Adamawa State, Amadu Fintiri, and his chairman, supported by his Bayelsa and Oyo State counterparts as deputy and secretary, respectively.
I inaugurate the Convention Organizing Committee.
Acting National Chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Odayemi Akinwumi, inaugurating the 270-member committee, as well as presentation of the convention flag as instrument of authority to members. He enjoined the committee members to close ranks and work together in organizing a successful national convention in October.
All the critical organs of the party are represented in the main committee. So also the geographical zones and the states of the federation are equally well represented.
Chairman of the National Convention Organizing Committee and Governor of Adamawa State, Amadu Fintiri, is confident that the convention will bring on board an extraordinary National Working Committee. He urged the Convention Zoning Committee, chaired by the Governor of Enugu State, Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi, to conclude its assignment within the next 1 week in order to allow the Organizing Committee to commence its assignment.
And given the support of all the governors and everybody here, including those that are out there, that in support of this party, I know, by the grace of God, that we're going to have one of the best convention and one of the best national working committee. That is least to say that the present leadership we have in the party have not done well. They have done very well and extra well.
Party leaders advised the committee members to discharge the responsibility given to them with high level of patriotism and dedication to the PDP.
And the PDP Cross River State chapter says it remains strong. The State Congress saw the emergence of a new executive to run its affairs. Venetius Ikem is the state chairman.
The People's Democratic Party, drawn from the 18 local government areas of Cross River State, convention Calabar, to elect the new executive made up of 39 members. Stalwarts of the party say they are overwhelmed by what they describe as the unwavering support by the party's loyalists.
Power to the people! Power to the people! 2023, I think, is definitely a PDP year.
We are zealous about ensuring that the true values that characterize our people as a state are returned come 2023.
We are going to change the narrative in this state in 2023. We believe that truth, justice, fairness, and transparency will propel our party to victory. I will work hard with you, with all of us, to bring reconciliation and reconstruction to this fight.
Others expressed profound confidence in the capacity of the party to reposition itself in the state and in the country.
We do not have a better option than PDP. So my message out there is that they should continue supporting the party so that by 2023, we will take back Cross River State, take back Nigeria.
We still have that stronghold, and you can see the support base. We brought in delegates, but you can still see massively people who are outside them, who are not delegates, but who have come to show solidarity to the party.
The strength of PDP can never be overemphasized.
We've got the power, there's no need to fight.
We're going to have a functional state school with all the complements.
All right, Cross River PDP there. That's perhaps our last line. But before I let you go, I would still ask you this. We are still with, Honorable Samuel Igbo representing Kwano Umaya North, myself, Federal Constituency. Last line on the program, we mentioned a Federal Secretariat. We've been on this, and I've been on you, asking you this for the past 34 months. Where are we in terms of this, projects as well?
I think truly, let me be fair, the federal government is eager, has demonstrated the willingness to build a federal secretariat, and the director of housing is in the state, even almost paying visit to the office of the SSG every now and then. But I think the concern is that the state government, I do not know, I'm still trying to fathom the reason. They've not been able to provide land, just the papers, title documents and all that to enable this to go on. But I'm still hopeful that they'll be able to do that because we don't have much time left.
Not time left also the program. I would have wanted to ask you if it's, we'll talk about the realm of politics and development later on, perhaps if our opportunity, also if we have that opportunity. We've been here with the Honorable Samuel Igbo, who used to be a diplomat as well, and of course he represents the people of Ikwano, Umaya North and South in the House of Representatives. Many thanks for coming. And of course, you for watching Political Updates and this eclectic ensemble where we give you the very best of political news, reviews, previews, and interviews. My name is Fisayo Ogunfi, urging you to play your politics for the greater good. Bye-bye now.